Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video I will be giving you guys my favorite full coverage concealers. I absolutely love concealers. I've said plenty times on this channel already that I am a proud concealer hoarder. I'm always looking for that perfect shade, that perfect formula. I think it can really make or break your makeup, even if your foundation is, say, a drugstore product or a higher end product. So this video will be based on the concealers that I really love. I'm a full coverage girl, so these will be full coverage concealers, both inexpensive and higher end products. If you want to see which concealers made my top list, then keep watching. And of course, if you are not subscribed yet, please make sure you are subscribed and hitting the bell button so you are notified every time I post new content to my channel. And if you want to know what concealers made the list, first concealers are the Kat Von D Lock-It concealers. Completely obsessed with these concealers. I purchased these even before I got the Lock-It foundation, which is really good too, by the way. But these concealers are probably the best concealers that really hide my hyperpigmentation and acne scars. I have a lot of just darkness around my jawline, and depending on how I wear my scarf, it may or may not show. Putting a foundation over it sometimes, depending on the foundation, usually doesn't work because it then turns those scars gray. So I really depend on not just a color corrector, but a good concealer that can really balance out that hyperpigmentation and make my neck and my jaw the same complexion and consistency as the rest of my face. So that's why I really do love these concealers in particular, because they are especially good for coverage as far as blemishes and scars. This concealer is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is just her, just called concealer. Works for me, keep it simple. And I purchased this a couple weeks ago. I have another shade, but I have really been digging a hole in this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is a shade 4.5, and when I don't want a super bright under eye, I'll go in with this particular shade. I love the fact that this is so creamy. This helps with some of the dryness that I've been experiencing during this time of year. I feel like for a higher end makeup brand, that a $20 concealer is inexpensive. At least to me, that's pretty inexpensive, especially considering that concealers, usually the higher ends are like 25 and up, but this is such a good quality. The shade range is pretty good. They definitely have sort of that perfect shade between warm and cool. To me, this pulls a little more on the pink side, but I think for a day where I don't really want to be like super snatched and bright under eye, I think this gives me a nice highlight without overdoing it. So that's why I'll go in with this on maybe more of a laid back day. Like I said, it's very creamy. The coverage is phenomenal, and if you have dry skin, you definitely want to consider this and invest in at least one. The pan itself, I don't know, let me see if I can see how many ounces this is. This is 0.35 ounces, which depending on how you look at it could be a lot or not as much. I feel like this is even though I've been like digging a hole in it, probably in the center I'll hit pan probably soon, but there is so much concealer around the circumference that I haven't even touched yet. So I think even one will last you a considerable amount of time, and that's why I love concealers that come in like these little containers like this, as opposed to a long liquid tube, because I think you can really see how much you have left and scoop out. If you're like me and really want to get your money's worth, you can like scoop your brush in as much as you need to make sure you're getting all of the product, whereas some of the other concealers that have a wand, you can't really see when you've used all of it. You just sort of assume when there's no more product appearing on the applicator when you take it out. So just something to consider. This is a really awesome concealer for the price, and the coverage is phenomenal. I got from my local beauty supply store, and they are the infamous LA Girl Pro Concealers. I have about 10 of these. I just didn't want to hold all of them in my hand. I usually go in with Warm Honey and Fawn, and I have some contouring ones like Beautiful Bronze and I believe Chestnut. But these, for these to be like beauty salon, drugstore type of concealers, the coverage on these are really, really good. I was doing a video, I'm still determining if I want to put it up or not, but I was using this to go as a concealer that covered my color corrector, and it freaking looked like a foundation pretty much. I love concealers that give you that formula and that look that can still double as not just a concealer but a foundation as well. I think Fawn pretty much is like my skin tone color, so I'll probably do like a drugstore makeup tutorial. I have one coming up that I'm really trying to perfect, but this is a great option for foundation and concealer. I don't think every concealer has that capability to say that they can serve both purposes. At my beauty supply store, I want to say these were like $1.99 or something around that. I bought these a while ago, but they are super inexpensive. They're always in stock as far as where I'm located at. So if you're just starting out with makeup and you don't really want to purchase higher end concealers, definitely try these out. They have contouring shades, and the shade range is pretty good. I think one of the deepest shades I saw was like super deep. So if you have deeper skin tones and you're having trouble finding shades that you can contour with or bronze with or things like that, definitely look into these. Don't be fooled by the size, don't be fooled by where they are sold. These are of an excellent quality. LA Girl altogether is a really good brand, especially if you're starting out. So definitely look into these and try them as a foundation, highlight, and a contour. I cannot have a conversation about concealer without talking about the Tarte Shape Tape concealers. I am like a stan for these concealers. I cannot get enough of them. I started out getting deep, which is like my skin tone, so I was using this as a blemish coverage as well. This is another concealer that works really well even without a color corrector on blemishes and areas that just need a little more extra coverage based on scarring or blemishes or things like that. And of course, when they extended the line, I picked up Tan Sand, which I go in under my eyes. I have this on today and I'm just obsessed. I really am obsessed. I just love how thick it is. I love the applicator. The wand here is so big. I love that I can let this sit on my face for like a minute and a half, and then I can blend it out and it just gives you that perfect coverage. This does give you the option, like once you first apply it, if you like something a little more sheer, you can blend it out immediately and it's still full, but it won't be as full as if you let it like just sit on your face for a minute or two. These are such a beautiful shade range and just excellent quality, and I love these skin tone shade and the highlighter shade so much that I decided to give the contouring shades a chance. And I have Mahogany. I put this on my face today as well. Love the way these blend out too. I think the deepest shade is Rich, and that's really deep as well. Some people say they don't really like the shade range. I think the shade range is pretty impressive to me. Of course, the formula, like I said, is bomb, and the only thing that I don't like is that these aren't sold at Sephora, so it forces me to go to Ulta. And I love Ulta, but Ulta is just kind of out of my way based on where I'm at, so it's just kind of annoying to have to go out of my way to get these. But I will go to the ends of the earth if I need to get these concealers. Definitely change my makeup routine, and I try to save them because I don't want to run out. Like, I haven't used Deep in a really long time because this is the last one I have, and it's never in stock when I go to the Ulta, so I have to end up purchasing it. Unfortunately, I haven't really caught these on any particular sale yet, so I'll bite the bullet probably and restock at the full price if I can't get a sale. But if you haven't tried these yet, definitely try them, swatch them. I'm pretty sure, please leave a comment below if you haven't found your shade. I really want to know, but as far as I know, the people that are familiar with this, as far as my friends, everybody has found their shade and is as in love with it as I am. So definitely check these out and let me know what you think. But these are like definitely a favorite. I'm not really sure if people have really been paying attention to this brand's concealer, but I've really been enjoying them, especially for a contouring concealer. And this is the Sephora Bright Future. I have a couple of shades of this. I have Caramel, that is a under eye concealer, but I didn't want this to just be for under eyes. I also wanted to feature some concealers that I like to contour with, and this particular one is Truffle. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, probably over a month ago now that I think about it, and this is such a beautiful shade. This like blends out and it looks like a bronzer pretty much. That's what I love about this color. It does chisel out my face, but it has such a warmth to it based on the color. The applicator is very soft and gentle. It's like one of those doe foot ones. I love putting it on my skin. This is like $14, so it's kind of inexpensive, and the shade range as far as the Sephora Bright Future concealers is really good as well. They have definitely considered us women of color as far as shades that we would need to contour, and even for those who have deeper skin tones to just even out their skin, or just deeper skin tones that really cater to us. So I always appreciate that with any brand that I'm interested in, and Sephora knew what they were doing. I use this not just to contour on the perimeter of my face, I use this to contour my nose, and I've just never had a problem with it. I'll definitely be restocking on this, but if you haven't tried this concealer, or you don't cream contour and you focus just on powders, I would say probably just give this a try, because it is Sephora brand. You don't really have a lot to lose. It's not super expensive, and of course you can return it if you don't like it. But I think these shades will probably be one of the more underdog concealers of this year, so definitely give this obvious. Obviously I can't talk about concealers without talking about the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers or the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealers. Depending on how my skin is acting, I love to go in with both of these. When my skin is feeling a little more oily, I like to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealers because it isn't as liquidy as the Radiant Creamy Concealers. Both of these dry matte. I love the fact that these that the color range for both formulas are the same. So if you are a fan of the original Radiant Creamy concealers, then you don't really have to think about what your shade is in the Soft Matte Complete concealers. The pan is sort of like the Anastasia pan, so you get to see exactly how much product you have left. As far as the Radiant Creamy concealer, unfortunately it just comes out based on what's on your wand. You kind of have to make a determination from there. So both of these are really good. If you have drier skin, I would definitely say go in with these. I think the Radiant Creamy concealers, they dry a little faster. To me, I feel like I have to work a little faster to blend them out, but the coverage is so beautiful on them. I love the shade range of both of these. As far as the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, I feel like I can let this sit on my face for a little while and then blend it out, and I noticed that this has such a smoothing texture effect. Sometimes I get just some texture under my eyes, and I feel like you know, some concealers don't really help with that. This really helps my under eye look very smooth, and anything that enhances or makes my skin look even better, I'm down for it. So I just had to include these. It's like a given that these are, I mean, obviously if you don't like these, I'm not really sure what your issue is. If you don't like these, please leave a comment below. I want to know why and what your experience was. But as far as shade range, I think NARS probably has the best concealer shade range on the market personally. I love that they have shades that I can contour with. Not every brand has shades that you can contour with. I feel like that's like a new thing for concealers as far as brands, as you know, as far as expanding their line. I feel like that's something still fairly new. But as far as these, I mean, they're just bomb. The colors are bomb, the formula is bomb, and anything that keeps me matte. Those are my favorite full coverage concealers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you are subscribed and clicking the bell button so you are notified every time I post new content to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what your experience has been with these concealers, or what is your favorite concealer. I'm always on the hunt, so please give me the tea. Let me know what concealers you have been living for, and I'll be sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.